Africa in the 20th century has been completely colonized except for one place that has resisted all attempts at colonization. That's right, excuse me, Italy? Hold on a second, if Italy is here, then that means that Ethiopia is in Europe. Well, welcome into another HOI4 counter swap where we descend even further into this pit of madness. Yes, today we have swapped Italy with Ethiopia. We've taken Ethiopia from Africa and moved it all the way to Europe. And of course, in exchange, Italy has moved all the way to Africa. Unless you count Eritrea and Somalia as being European now. Because in that case, Italy has actually not moved at all. Now, who are we going to play as in this world? Well, it's kinda obvious. We only have two choices really, Italy or Ethiopia. And I think we are going to go for the weaker candidate, which is going to be, well, of course, Ethiopia. So Mr. Excuse me, Mussolini? Mussolini, I don't think you're the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're just Mussolini. Well then, it looks like we are going to play as LARPing Mussolini with historical focuses on, and we shall begin. Actually, hold on a second, if Mussolini is leading Ethiopia, then that means that Italy is being led by... Oh. Yeah, you know, I don't think this is Benito Mussolini. But he does have the hat though, so maybe actually... Mussolini or Mussolini? It's actually very hard to tell. Well, you know what, I'm just going to say that they're both Mussolinis. So in some weird way, this is actually a civil war. Regardless of the Mussolini issue, our Mussolini is in a bit of a pickle right here. He only has 4 military factories, only 2 research slots with minus 40% research speed, and he's also a little bit outnumbered. So to fix all of this, we are going to go into our focus and rally around Mussolini. Oh god, we don't even have a place for any factories. We are going to move all of our units into very defensive positions and we are going to hope for the best. And we are already losing, perfect start. Everybody has moved into a defensive position and we are seemingly holding in the north. The south isn't looking as good, but we should be able to hold it. And we also have the decision of where to send Mr. Mussolini. I think we're going to send him to his good friend, the UK. And thankfully they have accepted. Since we're on historical, Italy has annexed Ausa, but we have 3 units and 3 mountains. And we also have a very weird looking train here. I don't know what this train is doing actually. That should hold them off. The good thing with this war is as it continues we get a bunch of really good bonuses. So the longer we hold out, the easier it's going to get. It's actually going to get a lot easier right now because we are going to get plus 10% infantry defense. And here we go, plus 150 PP, so it means we're gonna get plus 5% extra defense. So not only do we get stronger as the war goes on, but since Italy is located right here, when the UK joins the war, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. By the way, I really like that when you zoom in, you can see how much bigger the African provinces are compared to the European ones. I think one African province is about 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 European ones. The Spanish Civil War has begun, and the Western Mediterranean is looking quite interesting to say the least. We have now reached the point where Italy just cannot push into our land anymore. And since it seems like we're here to stay in Europe, we might as well become a very European country. And how are we going to do that? Well, by becoming less and less corrupt. Yeah, sorry Balkans, you are no longer European. Maybe Slovenia is, but if you tell a Slovenian he's Balkan, he is going to get very mad at you. I know from first-hand experience. And since we have fixed some of our corruption, we might as well also fix our military. Day by day, we are making Ethiopia fit more and more into Europe. How exactly? By resisting the African power of Italy. Imagine being Yemenis and waking up to this world one day. Yes, Yemen, your neighbors are now speaking Italian. Please do not resist. On the other side of the world, the only other non-European powers are of course fighting each other. Ah, Hirohito, you and your imperial ambitions. Will you succeed this time? Well, considering nothing has changed here, no, I don't think you will. With our military now being completely rid of corruption, we can go and get more and more defense bonuses. Plus 10 entrenchment, a little bit of planning, and plus 10% extra defense. Yeah, Mussolini, you are not going to break through our units with this kind of attack. Clicking this focus feels really wrong when your leader looks like this. Just something about it feels really weird. And with this event right here, every single Italian division has almost 0 organization, so we can push quite a bit right now. It's our best chance to retake everything. And the push is going extremely well. We need to take this 1 port here and these 2 ports down here, and the Italians should be completely done. And we also got a small encirclement too. And another one in the south as well. We have successfully secured the south. The north was slightly pushed back, but I'm noticing they don't have that many units here. Well, would you look at that, the Italians are offering peace. Well, Italy, no, we are not going to surrender until we completely capitulate you. See you in Rome, Mussolini. The port in the north has been taken, so once we kick them out of Eritrea, Ethiopia has been completely secured. Also yes, here you can see the remains of a horrible naval invasion that Italy did. They're resisting quite a bit here, but they are slowly falling. And they have been encircled, so Italy, goodbye. Actually, not goodbye, because I'm going to let them land here just so I can take out their units. And now to pick the strongest Ethiopian focus, break apart our country. Yes, Italy, please keep sending units here, please. Interestingly, by the way, if you look at the casualties, yeah, they've taken a lot of casualties from us, but they've also taken 65,000 casualties from unknown. What are you doing, Mussolini? Our country has now collapsed, but like a phoenix, we are going to be reborn quite a bit stronger. World War II has now begun. We don't have to worry about it just yet, we're only gonna have to worry about it once they take Yugoslavia. But thankfully for us, once Italy joins the Axis, they're not really going to help much. Especially considering they have about 20 troops left. Did I say 20? I meant to say 15 very soon. Poland has fallen, but surprisingly, France seems to be doing some weird push into Germany. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this before in HOI4. So actually, don't mind me. Yeah, looking at it, it actually seems to be quite a big push. And here are the big decisions, plus 2 civilian factories in every single one of our puppets. So ridiculously overpowered. Italy, what naval invasion is this? You landed with no port, why would you even do this? Well then Italy, don't mind if I take 2 units. As the final nail in Italy's coffin, Libya has now also revolted. Oh yeah, and they now have about 8 to 13 divisions. And even with the offensive France did here, they did in fact lose Paris. And of course the moment they lost it, Italy joined the Axis. So yes, we are now at war with the Germans. I think I'm in some sort of danger here. Vichy France has been released, we don't have to worry about them just yet, but maybe in the future. And actually, we might as well join the Allies too. Ah yes, the Allied powers. And of course the UK has absolutely no units on the Italian border. Hopefully they send some soon enough, because Italy is so extremely weak. Actually, since the UK won't send any troops, we are going to send the entire Ethiopian army. Going to take them a bit to get there, but they should reach in time. And here they are, so let's immediately start pushing for a small encirclement. Never mind actually, the Italian AI has immediately retreated. Is this disgusting to look at? Yes it is. And the encirclement has been complete, now to push all the way to Rome. And would you look at that, Ethiopian troops are about to capture Rome. Truly the reversal of reversals. Magnificent. And Italy has capitulated without even going through a civil war. Actually the saddest Italy of all time. I kind of feel bad for Mussolini. But through this, we have proven ourselves to be the superior Mussolini. Yes, Benito, you might be LARPing as an Ethiopian king, but you are still the superior Mussolini. Also, here's a giant sinking ship. And here's a few giant non-sinking ships. It's actually really cool how much detail they've put in the ships, even though you barely even see them. Also, here's a disappearing ship. It's here, it's not here. It's here, it's not here. It's here, it's not here. Now, with Italy taken care of, we may now move all of our troops out of Africa and all the way back to Europe, aka Ethiopia. Specifically on the Yugoslav border, because I'm worrying the Germans are going to attack them very soon. And with our triumphant return, let's start annexing some of our subjects. I would do all of them, but I don't have enough PP. The Germans have now declared on Yugoslavia, and we have to hold this one province here. If we lose this, Ethiopia is going to be completely gone. Never in my life did I think I would see the Croatian-Ethiopian border, but here we are. Also, since the Allies are incompetent, Italy has somehow returned. Operation Barbarossa has begun, and this should be a good distraction for the Germans, as we are slowly preparing our secret weapon. That's right, the Ethiopian heavy tank. Is this going to work? I have absolutely no clue, but well, we have to try it. It took them a bit, but now Croatia has finally been called in the war, so now we have a full-on border with the Axis. Thankfully, nobody is attacking just yet. You know, I've made some really ugly-looking divisions in HOI4, but I would say this one kinda takes the cake. Allied AI, your incompetence never ceases to amaze me each and every day. What even is this? At the very least, you still have Sicily. For now. With all of the units the Axis has here, I feel like we won't be pushing through anytime soon. We're doing some really good organization damage though. Never mind, we actually seem to have broken through. And if we break through this province, we can actually get a very good opening into Croatia. And we have! A big part of the coastline has been secured, and our only worry right now is the Soviets falling. but it doesn't look like they will. And it looks like the Ethiopian tanks can completely annihilate the Germans. The only issue is that we focused everything we had on the tanks, so all of our other units are completely horrible. And Croatia has capitulated, one less Axis member to worry about. This situation really reminds me of the beginning of the game. Very few amount of Ethiopian divisions and a lot of enemy divisions. It's really not helping that the Germans are non-stop attacking, but at the very least we have mountains here so we can defend. And would you look at that, the Allies are doing D-Day 2 years earlier. And not only are they doing it, they have in fact succeeded. They have a landing on Belgium and the Netherlands. Well, with this front seemingly stagnating, we are going to get all of our tanks and move them all the way to Belgium. I'm not sure when this happened and why, but we somehow have Tunisia. It actually looks quite nice. Oh, and Vichy France has been annexed by the Germans. I just noticed the Allies have not only done D-Day, but they have also taken all of Italy as well. You know what, Allies? I apologize for calling you incompetent earlier. This is actually extremely competent. And we are now very comfortably pushing into Germany proper. Ethiopia has truly become a European powerhouse. With Hamburg taken, the way to Berlin is wide open. I'm never going to understand how Germany can have such a small amount of units in their mainland, but so many units in some random province in Croatia. And finally, in May 1943, somehow Ethiopian units are pushing into Berlin. And Berlin has been taken. The Soviets have now also started pushing, just never mind what's going on with the rest of their country. Through the sheer incompetence of the Allies, we have lost Berlin, but yeah, Germany is completely doomed. You know, for Ethiopia being in Europe and Italy being in Africa, this game is going surprisingly historically. It may have fallen once, but now it has fallen once more, but this time to the Soviets. With the north of Germany cleared, now we have to push all the way to Vienna and Germany should capitulate. Also, Bulgaria is doing a 4D chess move and having a civil war in order to not lose any land. In all honesty, genius move, Bulgaria, genius move. And with the fall of Vienna, Germany has officially, completely capitulated. And of course they have capitulated to the Soviets, but thankfully we have a small path that connects with Hungary. Because yes, Hungary is now a great power. And also the leader of the Axis. In all honesty, this looks more Dutch than Hungarian. Does anyone else think that the Netherlands and Hungary should switch colors? The great power of Hungary is of course completely undefended, so we can just walk in and take Budapest. And Hungary has capitulated, now to wait for Bulgaria to fall to the Soviets. And the Axis has capitulated. We're of course going to take all of the Horn of Africa and maybe a bit more. The peace deal is over, we have taken a small amount of buffer territories around our country. Notably, Corsica is no longer French or Italian, it is now Ethiopian. Germany is also looking quite beautiful actually, most of Europe is. But most importantly, we have taken African Italy back. Well, as much as the UK allowed us to anyway. But yes, Mussolini has finally returned to Rome and maybe now he can stop LARPing. So what would happen if Ethiopia was in Europe and Italy was in Africa? Well, Ethiopia would truly be a European nation of all time. Thank you so much for watching, a huge thanks to the Zone, Sacre Blue and Corvenet for supporting the channel, a big thanks to Mapping Knight, Biggie Bonk and Azura as well, and of course every other member too. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, I love you so very much, and goodbye. Mwah.